Hi everyone, this is Penny with Wacko Witch Astrology, and today we're here to do Scorpio 2021 predictions. So we're going to see what this year entails for you, and we're going to get some advice from the spirits about how we can handle everything that's coming our way. So we're going to do like at least 5 separate readings. So go ahead and make yourself comfortable, get something to drink. Right now I'm just having water. It's not vodka, I swear. I'm not getting that frisky tonight. But we're going to start with an animal guide reading, and this is just about the advice and the wisdom from the animal spirits that will help you through this year. It's not the same as a spirit animal reading. If you know someone who does spirit animal readings, please let me know about them so we can refer people to them. I personally do not do spirit animal readings, but I am thinking about offering a animal guide wisdom reading on my website, which would basically just be like a $15 one card reading, super simple. But yeah, I like doing these. I have studied spirit animals, but I did not grow up Native American, and I don't know how to do guided meditation. So I'm not equipped to help people find their spirit animal. All right, so I think this is just birds. Oh, it's specifically parrots. Okay, so the animal you're going to be taking advice from is a parrot. So this is about being colorful, being flamboyant, being expressive, being willing to voice your feelings. And it's not about always being intellectual, but it's about being emotionally connected, and it's about being able to reach people, reach your fellow humans in a way that is really profound. So I'm seeing that like communication and emotional connection are going to be very important for you in 2021. So we're going to learn a little bit more about why you were given that advice card. And we are going to start with, let's see which deck wants to do it. The Rider-Waite-Smith. So we're going to get started with basically just the areas of life for Scorpio for the year 2021. Hi, everybody. We are live, unless you're in the future rewatching this. So whatever information we get here, we are going to get the clarification we need on it later. So I might keep it a little brief for now, but we're going to go back to it later. Okay, so there's a lot that's going to be going on for you in 2021. It might feel like things are kind of all over the place. They might feel a little bit chaotic. There's so many doors opening. There's so many door opportunities coming your way in 2021. And you might feel like your head's just kind of spinning, like you don't know how to respond to all of this stuff. In terms of money, there's probably something you're going to have to walk away from. So for a lot of you, this is going to be a job. It might be something that you invested in the past that you decide you need to pull your investment out. It might be like a financial relationship you had with someone that you feel like you have to walk away from, but there's something that's not really working out the way that you hoped it to. So that's going to become necessary in 2021. We'll ask for more information about that soon. And then in communication, we have the World card. So this is basically saying that a lot of your opportunities are going to come from people that you actually talk to in 2021. So that must be why we got this parrot card and why that is so important. In terms of home and family, I'm seeing you like very much being a homebody in 2021. You know, even if you were a little bit more on the extroverted side, this is about focusing on making yourself comfortable at home. It's going to be like a lot of like, I know this isn't the proper term, but a lot of home economics type of stuff, you know, where you're like baking bread or you're sewing or you're doing crafts at home. It's just going to be about getting comfortable at home. And I do feel like that's going to help you balance out with some of the like crazier, wilder opportunities that you are going to have in 2021. So you have a little bit of a lockdown, a little bit of a block that's going on for you creatively. I should have specified earlier, this is for Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. I think I forgot to do that. So there's some type of block that's going on creatively. And it's kind of like you being afraid to put yourself out there, you being afraid to express yourself. So we're going to try to figure out how we can unlock that. Okay, so this kind of explains the money situation. So this is most likely coworkers or someone else who you see on a just about daily basis who you're going to be having some trouble getting along with. There's going to be some disagreements, and it's just going to feel like it's really toxic and it's something that you need to get away from. This is another situation where you've had a relationship that is unfulfilling, where your needs haven't really been met. So this is not necessarily your romantic relationship. It's just that there's some relationship in your life that feels like it's taking from you more than it's actually giving, and you are just kind of left hopeless and feeling emotionally abandoned, feeling financially abandoned. There's just some type of kind of abandonment situation going on. That sucks. It makes me sad. But there are opportunities coming your way, and it's going to be kind of confusing to figure out which to actually take, which to actually pursue. And another thing that's going to be going on is like your perception of the world. It feels like it's going to be crumbling apart. Like your ideals about the way that things were, and maybe even the kind of life that you're going to have. You're going to be questioning a lot of things this year. It's going to be like a really big awakening year for Scorpios. Career-wise, we have the Six of Pentacles. So this has to do with generosity. This has to do with someone giving you something, and I'm feeling like it's an opportunity that you're not going to want to take at first. Kind of, you're going to be kind of suspicious, like, well, why are they trying to like give me handouts? Why are they trying to give me this opportunity? So I'm feeling like you're going to have a little bit of a bad attitude about it at first, but we will ask for more cards on that in a little bit. So there is someone that you're friends with, or someone in your circle of acquaintances that I'm seeing a stronger romantic relationship forming with. It might be someone that you've had kind of a crush on for a while now, and there's something like actually starting to materialize between you and them in 2021. So where there's this relationship where there's been problems and it's been kind of unfulfilling, I'm seeing something else coming in with someone you most likely already know. So another possible interpretation of this is your current relationship might be a little bit unfulfilling, but then something happens that allows you to change the way you view each other. So I don't want to be like, just boom, like all Scorpios who are in a relationship right now are going to break up. I don't want to drop that bomb because that's too big of a blanket statement for a general video. But it does look like there's something unfulfilling that's been going on in the romantic and relationship life for Scorpio, and it needs an upgrade. So this is you kind of finding that upgrade through forming a stronger friendship, essentially. All right, so one of the big underlying spiritual factors that Scorpios have in 2021 is basically that justice is being served. Basically that things are being made to be a little bit more fair, a little bit more organized, and a little bit more formal even. So there was some issue with some of these arrangements you had, like both with coworkers and with personal relationships. There was some stuff going on that really was not in good balance. There's some type of money situation that you're going to have to walk away from in 2021 that wasn't working out well for you. And this is basically this year is going to be bringing more structure into your life so that things can be more balanced. All right. So I want to know, I kind of want to know more about this friendship and how it's going to lead to greater love. And I want to know, do we want to know about the coworker, or is that just some like boring gossipy nonsense? Do we really need to worry about that? The money situation, I feel like that's kind of all one and the same. The coworker, the money situation. Oh, we want to know about these opportunities that are coming up for you. I'm interested in that. So I think that's kind of where we're going to go with it. And I want to know about the thing that's kind of falling apart, because it looks like there's going to be a change in your romantic life in 2021, a change in your money situation. But then it's also like it's really going to be challenging the way you see the world. So I want to know what all that's going to entail. And I think that's pretty much it. I want to know about creative expression too. I feel like there's a million things that I want to know about with what's going on with Scorpio this year. And if you have anything specifically you want to know more about and you are watching this live, please leave a comment. I'll be sure to draw more cards on that for you, as long as it's not too personal. Like, don't be like, and I don't think a Scorpio would do this anyway, but don't be like, oh, my friend Jimmy totally has a crush on me. Do you think I should go for it? We're not doing that here. That's not happening tonight. Okay. So I think what I want to do, I'm just going to keep using this deck because this is the deck that wants to answer these questions. And first, I am going to ask about the creative and romantic block, because I think that'll answer more questions for us. It's the first thing I'm going to ask about. What is blocking you and why are you letting it block you? All right, there we go. So you're having a similar issue as to what I got in the Libra reading. It's just kind of like an overbearing mindset. But for you, it's something that's really kind of sunk into your own head more. This is you kind of bossing yourself into being a certain way. And whatever, I want to like really confront you here. And I want to say, whatever lies you are telling yourself, like, I'm sorry if this offends you, like, feel free to tell me to bug off, but whatever lies you are telling yourself, they're not serving you and they're stopping you from being able to grow. They're stopping you from being able to find that romantic fulfillment. They're stopping you from being able to express yourself creatively. So there's a lot of things you want to do and you want to have that you haven't been able to have because you are bullying yourself. And what's going on above, it's kind of like this inner battle. It's like this inner war that's been going on within you, Scorpio. And this is you trying to make peace, but some of it is a little bit too cliche, a little bit too fabricated, like just telling yourself that you can have the peace even when you haven't finished the war yet. So there's some kind of inner battle and things that really need to be resolved here in order for you to truly have that inner and outward peace so that you can feel more comfortable with yourself. I'm also specifically getting, for some of you, this might be about your sexuality. This might be about like how you identified in a certain way. You told yourself you were only attracted to specific types of partners and specific types of relationships, and you have kind of forced yourself to be this one way that has kind of held you back. And it's not even so much about the fact that you have mislabeled yourself. That's not what I'm saying. It's not even necessarily that. For some of you, it might be, but I'm getting it's more just that the mentality that you've had about it is a little bit oppressive. Like, here's an example, like, and this is kind of an arbitrary example, and it's probably not going to hit home for anyone, but here's one potential way this could have played out. Like, I'm a lesbian, I identify as a lesbian, and like this is me talking hypothetically. I'm not actually a lesbian. But if I did identify as a lesbian and I'm telling myself that I have to do like 100 push-ups a day and I have to have like strong masculine arms because I'm a lesbian and because that's the only way I'm going to be able to attract women and that's the only way that women are going to be able to love me. Now that is like the type of arbitrary lie that Spirit is telling me Scorpio has been telling them, but it's not about being a lesbian for most Scorpios. So it might just be like, I have to be this certain way in order to have fulfillment in my relationships. And it's been kind of you lying to yourself for some reason. All right, in the past, it's basically just saying that there's a lot of relationships that were thrown away that you had to give up on because of the way you have yourself kind of locked down, the way you've been bullying yourself into oppression. And And in the future, it's going to open up more opportunities. You're going to start to see things differently. You're going to start to have more options. And even if it's about the partner that you're already with, you're going to see things with them in a different way. And you're going to feel like there's still new things that you can explore within even that specific relationship. So this is not necessarily like oh, you need to break up with the person you're with, but this is kind of reminding you that you've had a lot of breakups already because there's an issue, an inner battle going on within you that you have not finished fighting yet, and it's blocking you from finding further happiness. But it doesn't have to. All right, so one way you're going to overcome this, Scorpio, is by making agreements with yourself. It's going to be about like positive affirmations, spell work, writing things down, saying that you're not going to. Because I mean, the problem kind of originated from the way you talk to yourself. So if you can just talk to yourself differently and make different agreements with yourself, it's totally within your power to do that. So this is showing that other people around you really are willing to work on this with you. Okay, you're not alone. And really, you just want to be happy. Like you don't want to have to be so serious, so stern, so hard on yourself, and telling yourself that you have to love in one specific way, telling yourself that your relationships and your identity has to be one specific way. This freedom, it's going to allow you to feel more childlike, more joyful. And then the outcome is temperance. So it's really about finding a balance, it's about taking things one thing at a time. So for a lot of Scorpios, back to my example of being a lesbian, at some point in the year, they might be like, I don't want to identify as a lesbian anymore. Not because I don't like girls, but because I just don't want to identify as a lesbian anymore. So maybe you'll stop using the term lesbian for a while. But then, throughout the year, you're going to see it's more about balance. It's not that I have to outwardly fight the label. It's that I just kind of need a little bit more of a push and pull that allows me time to explore my feelings and respond to myself with kindness rather than telling myself that it always has to be one specific way. And like another example is you might have felt like you have to be the man in the relationship. You might feel like your specific like gender role plays a part in your relationship, and there's room for change. There's room for adaptation in a way that you might not have realized before. So that is really what I was getting for Scorpio on that. Next, I want to know, like, what is this financial tie? What is this money situation that you need to get away from? All right. So this has been about defending what you have. And I'm seeing that there's like a conflict between what you have and what you want. Yeah, there's something you want really, really badly. And you are trying to find your way towards it. But let's see, what is this fighting actually about? It's super weird. Huh. Okay. Let me take a minute here. I feel like this is about money that someone gave you to help you get off your feet. It might have been like a loan or something like that, but most likely it's not official paperwork, and it's allowed you to kind of move forward. But then there's this issue with it because you feel like you've had to fight so hard to defend what it is you actually have. So like another possibility is it could be business that, maybe the paperwork wasn't done in a way that everyone could necessarily agree with, or maybe there wasn't really paperwork done at all. And you're in this position where you feel like you kind of need to defend what is yours. And you did kind of put your heart and soul into this project, whatever it was that was able to get off its feet. And you're trying to find a way to move forward with it instead of having to totally give up. But other people have ties to this too. You're not the only one who holds stake in this and holds stake in what is going on here. So the only like really proper outcome and the only possible outcome is something that benefits everyone. That's really the only way to get out of it. So there is, kind of this mentality that you have to fight for what you want, but I'm seeing that it's not going to be as bad as you initially think. This is a happy card that's coming up in the future here. It's the 10 of coins. So it's not as bad as you initially think. And you are going to realize that at some point in the year. And people around you are ready to move on. So where you might you have your sticks out and you're fighting for your turf, you're ready to defend what's yours. Other people around you are really kind of willing to let it go. They just want to come out of it without losing their heads, without losing their possessions. And they're looking for a nice way to do it. So it's not as bad as it initially seems. It might feel like there's going to be bad blood, but it doesn't look like it's that bad. So this is kind of like a financial agreement that you're going to have to find your way out of. And ultimately, what's going to happen, it looks like it's going to be fair and it's going to be just. And it might feel like you're not totally satisfied with the outcome, but this is like ultimately the universe is trying to find the answer that is best for everyone. And that's the only fair way to do things. So it's not going to be as bad as it initially seems. You still might not be totally thrilled about the outcome of it. All right, thank you for that feedback, Two de Rose Tarot. So next we are going to read on I feel like we kind of already got our answer for this, but I'm going to read on it a little bit more. So something that's been going on with a coworker, someone you've been working with. For a lot of you, this was about like some kind of like getting your business off the ground, essentially. Is what it appeared to be about. And I want to know, is that just the same thing that we read on? Is there any more information Spirit wants to give us on that? Okay, so this is someone who's kind of in a rush to get things done, and they kind of just want to win their trophy, be able to hang their accomplishments up on the wall. So this is someone who's being a little bit egocentric about things. So this might be a separate issue, actually. It looks like this one's going to end as like a little bit of a stalemate, and there's nothing you can really do about it anyway. It does seem like it's a smaller issue, like it's someone who's just being kind of petty, who wants everything to work out their way, who wants it to happen as fast as possible, and who's willing to kind of verbally cut down anyone who gets in their way, anyone who tells them no, anyone who tells them we need to slow down, that you're being too impatient, you're not following safety protocols. Like this is someone who's really being kind of, like I said, they're being egocentric and they're being a little bit reckless in certain ways as well. And they're going to push you potentially to leave a current work situation because of that. So that, yeah, I'm getting two cards that indicate leaving. So likely there's some kind of job. And if you're like self-employed, this could be like one specific client who you're going to decide to stop working with because it's just kind of like a toxic relationship and things aren't really going that well. And like this person, they do feel like they've, I don't even think it's so much about what they've invested. I feel like you've already invested a lot in them or in the company that you were working for, whether it's like a person or a company that you were working for. and you're not really going to want to leave because of that, but there's also like nothing you can do. Like this is someone you just kind of can't deal with, who's, you know, going to be in your life in 2021. So you're just going to need a freaking break after all that drama. It's just too much. Okay, so we have a career opportunity that's coming your way that I want more information on. And what was this? Oh, it's a friendship. Okay, we're going to do... Yeah, I do want more information on that. We're just going to do it. Hopefully it won't take too long. I try to keep these at about 30 minutes. Okay, so this is about being available. There seems to be like some kind of religious circumstance that's in the way, kind of like you see things one way, this person sees things a different way. So again, for some of you, this is going to be about a relationship partner you already have, where you're going to have to evolve things to being like a friendship, just so it can like flourish in a different way from how it did before. For others, this is about someone you've had a crush on for a while. So I am seeing that there's going to be some kind of like change, at least in mentality, that, you know, kind of signals to the universe, I'm available for a relationship. And even if like let's say you're married or something like that, this is just, either way, it's about signaling to the world, I'm available for a relationship, whether it's you being available for the partner you already have or available for a new relationship. But there's some kind of like spiritual issue, some kind of mindset about things that's been getting in your way and, you know, blocking you from being able to explore this. And you have this partner who sees things one way and you see them in a totally different way. So like where your partner might think that things need to be talked out and intellectualized more, you feel like there needs to be more action. And it's kind of like there's butting heads. And there's another ace card. I'm getting all these ace cards. So all this kind of new energy that's coming in. So for a lot of you, this is going to be about a new romantic relationship. But it's not someone, I don't think it's someone you don't know yet. I think it's someone you already knew before, someone you've already had some type of connection with. But there are some disagreements, like, and it is of like a religious, spiritual, philosophical nature. So knowing more about this, what's going to change spiritually for you in 2021, I think that'll help us too. Yeah, so this romantic interest of yours, they are ready to make so many changes. They are feeling a little bit impatient. They're ready to make big moves, and it might feel a little bit chaotic, like they're going to go on a whim based on whatever you say to them. So things are going to be happening fast in this relationship. There's going to be a lot of not necessarily big changes, but fast changes happening between you and this person. And I feel like it's that you want to be able to express yourself emotionally more fully. Like that concept is coming back here. But there is something that kind of needs to change about your philosophy. And it is going to change in 2021. So I'm going to get ready to draw more cards on that real quick. Okay, so this is your idea about family, whether or not you want a family, whether or not you want to share finances, those kinds of things. Okay. So again, this has to do with roles within a relationship. And I'm seeing kind of like a pattern of a male-female archetype, like having to do with male and female roles. And, you know, this partner is going to provide this thing, this partner is going to provide that thing. And it's mostly that Scorpio is unorthodox and you don't want to conform to those things. But then there's still, you have to kind of, like, if you're not going to conform to those things, to some extent, you already know you have to create your own rules. At least you have to have some kind of some kind of structure that you follow in order to keep things stable. This is something you've kind of already known was an issue for a while. And I'm getting that you just weren't ready to confront it until this year. But now you're looking at kind of what it's cost you, the fact that you've tried to put this off, the fact that you've stalled and you've procrastinated on it. Whereas in the past, it might have felt like it wasn't as urgent. Now it's starting to feel like you see the cost of not dealing with this, kind of philosophical dilemma. And this card is kind of reminding you that you are perfectly capable of getting what you want, but you are going to need to be able to kind of put the ego aside. And part of the ego is like the self-identification thing. Like if let's say you identify as a free spirit. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I'm married and I still identify as a free spirit. But if that is blocking you from being able to form a happy relationship, then you might have to not be as attached to the idea of being a free spirit, because ironically, that's not really being a free spirit anyway, is it? There's something to think about. So I'm getting the sense that there's multiple people you've dated already who want the same things that you want, but it's kind of just this philosophical issue that's prevented you from being able to recognize that. And that's kind of frustrating to witness. You are going to have people around you ready to give advice. I know you don't necessarily open up to everyone, but there's probably at least one specific friend you do open up to. And yeah, this is going to be kind of a year of figuring out what it is you really want, what it really is that's going to make you happy. And unfortunately, there is, like, I hate seeing this come up in a reading. Like whenever I do this in a reading for myself, I hate it. So there's something bad coming up. There's going to be something that makes you feel, I hate to say it, but it might even make you feel like you're not loved. It might make you feel like this person doesn't actually care about you. It's essentially going to make you feel kind of betrayed. Okay. I can't not draw more cards on that though. Like we're already over 30 minutes. Okay, one more. What is this betrayal? I'm just going to do 3 cards. Okay. I was told to do that. I don't do anything I'm not told to do when it comes to readings. Okay. So in the past, we have, again, this card that came up previously, which is about your needs not being met. And then this isn't necessarily the present, but it's kind of like the beginning of 2021, which I guess essentially is the present. It's almost the new year. And this is about you trying to find a way to move forward. And I think this is basically just saying that your romantic interest has a different agenda. They have different things that they're trying to accomplish. So it might be that they don't actually understand what you are trying to accomplish and what you are trying to work towards, but they do have their own goals and their own things that they're hoping for. And it is unlikely to line up with what you are actually trying to work towards right now. So I think the most devastating thing about this is that it's going to come across as a little bit of a surprise, and you might have seen it coming to some extent, but it's just like, wow, they were really willing to do that. They were really willing to go see other people. And it's going to be something along those lines. Okay, so one more thing that we absolutely have to draw cards on is this career opportunity. So we're just going to take some advice from Spirit about how to get the best possible outcome with this. And hopefully it'll give us more information about whether or not this person giving you the opportunity is someone you can trust and rely on. Okay, so this is kind of a reminder that other people are only capable of giving you what you have express that you want. And it's about being open about things and being communicative, like the parrot from the beginning. That's also still important. Don't keep it to yourself too much. It doesn't matter how much you daydream about something. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen. But yeah, I'm seeing that this is really about using your ability to communicate with different types of people and tell them how you see things, kind of share your vision with them. And you might not necessarily know what you want. You might not have a set in stone goal for the year, but I feel like you have some ideologies that are going to line up with some of the people around you, and it's going to help things come for full circle for you. So I am seeing that this is a connection with a like-minded person, but we'll get more information on them in a minute. Okay, so don't accept handouts. Don't give anyone handouts. It's kind of a given. But you do need to be able to feel like the people you work with are like a family. I know there's certain settings where they say that and it's not really true and it's just a toxic environment, but you need to feel like happy around the people that you work with. You need to like really recognize them as someone who has like a similar sense of purpose that you do, similar desires, similar philosophies about things. So we're getting the Lovers in the area of money. And the only thing I'm getting from this, like the single phrase I'm getting, is be willing to take the leap. Don't criticize the opportunity too much. It looks like this is going to be kind of like a big, scary opportunity, something that pushes you out of your comfort zone, but it's also going to be thrilling. All right, so emotionally, you need to let yourself feel like you're free falling almost. You really need to get comfortable with that feeling of being uncomfortable in order to make the best out of the situation. Yeah, because this is a really big kind of opportunity that's coming your way. Someone who is like-minded, has similar philosophies and similar like inner desires to you. That as long as you're out there and you're talking to people and you're sharing your ideas about the way you view the world. Blah. I said that wrong. But as long as you're sharing your philosophies about the way you view the world, I feel like things are kind of going to line up, and you're going to see that someone around you already has some similar plans, and it might be something that you want to work with them on. Just make sure that there's a good relationship that you have with them. You feel very comfortable with them. You feel happy with them. And it might feel like you guys are taking a risk in some sense. And that doesn't necessarily mean like, throwing all of your money on the table. But it's going to feel like more of like a social risk, I guess, in some regard. Like it could be social suicide to do this thing. But what is this about? This Ace of Pentacles. It's totally weird for it to show up here. I'm seeing that this is like, don't give other people your emotions. I don't know what that means. We're well over 30 minutes. This is the longest video I've done so far, I think. So I'm gonna go. Thank you for watching. I love reading your comments. Keep reading them. Keep leaving them. I'm the one that's reading them. And I'll see you again soon. So make sure you're subscribed and that you've hit the notification bell. If you want to check out someone's sun, moon, and rising, I have a natal chart calculator in the description below. You can check out anything on my website, and feel free to contact me at any point. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye.